Shalom and welcome to Just a Word Shorts, Kazak Eliyahu, and I'm here with another controversial video. Now, almost all our videos here are controversial. Why? We are in an awakening. We were given a religion and our religions, and those religions were deceiving religions that deceived us. But now, the dry bones of the whole house of Yasharal are awakening, and the truth is coming to light. And the truth does not sit well with a whole lot of people, but the truth is the truth. Today, we are going to be looking at the fact that almost everyone who says that they are Gentiles and that they are grafted in are actually not grafted in. You know, with the deceptions that they fed us, they told us, like, for example, you are Gentiles. We thought we were Gentiles because the Psalm 83 conspiracy of the nations to let the name of Yasharal be no more in remembrance hid the true children of Yasharal. But now our eyes are awakening and realizing that, hey, we are not Gentiles. We are the true chosen people. We are the children of Yasharal. That makes a whole world of difference now with grafted in. Now it makes a world of difference. Are you truly grafted in? We are going to look, because the people who told us that we were Gentiles like them, yes, their grafted in was to be a part of a religion. But now we're going to get understanding, and we're going to get it today, that grafted in means being among a people, being among the chosen people of the Most High. That was a little summary. Let's go and I'll show you. I'll prove it to you. All right? Solomon's prayer. Re non-Israelites. You know, somebody sent me, and I just came up on this. This is the motivation for this. I just went and I was searching. I said, hey, this says everything about the Gentile salvation. 2 Chronicles 6, verse 32. Moreover, concerning the stranger, and just look at the words that I have underlined and the words in yellow. Concerning the stranger, which is not of thy people, Yasharal. And again, this teaching is going to kill two birds with one stone. It is also going to show the fallacy of saying that strangers, non-Israelites, cannot be saved. All right? The stranger which is not of thy people, Yasharal, but is come from a far country for thy great name's sake. So these are not Israelites, but they heard about Yahuwah, and they came from where they were to come and be with his people. And thy mighty hand and thy stretched out arm, if they come and pray in this house. So it's limited to a particular place, the house. And we're going to take a look at the house later on, the spiritual implication of the house for us today. Then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth to thee for. So here again, the Hebrew Israelites will say, for example, in the New Testament, when Yahusha granted Gentiles things according to their faith, the Hebrew Israelites will say, oh, it's limited to his faith. That doesn't mean salvation. But Solomon is telling you here, according to all that the stranger calleth to thee for. So if a stranger leaves his land to come and be amongst his people, the stranger must be looking for salvation. And we are telling people about salvation. They're saying salvation is being freed from your enemies. There are a whole lot of things that you can be saved from. If you're going out on the road and you're blindly walking out in front of a car, and someone pulls you back, that person has saved you. Yes? It's not saved from an enemy, it's saved from an accident, it's saved from something that is coming. And what is coming on the earth? What is coming from the earth is the wrath of Yahuwah. And the Most High has pronounced his wrath against the Gentiles, against the heathens, against sinners, against transgressors. Yes? And so these people need to be saved. Yes? It's not only us who have enemies. The people have to be saved from the judgment of Yahuwah. All right? 2 Chronicles 6:33. Then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth to thee for, that all people of the earth may know thy name and fear thee, so as doth thy people, Yasharal. So here is the intention of him hearing the strangers. So all people of the earth may know Yahuwah's name. This is very, very important. and may know that this house which I have built is called by thy name. See how important his name is? Very, very, very important, his name. All right? So let us give a summary of what these verses are saying. The stranger is not of Yasharal. That means it's not an Israelite. They come from a far country because of Yahuwah's name. They heard about Yahuwah. Just like today, we have strangers from all over turning now to Yahuwah. We hear people are realizing what the salvation is, realizing who the children of Yasharal are, realizing what is coming on the earth, realizing what is there for their people, and they are running to us for rescue. That is, seeking salvation, seeking to be saved when we are saved. So if they come to the house, do all according to all that the stranger asks. Again, grant the stranger his wish. Reason, so all people of the earth may hear and fear, just like his people, so that they may know that the house is called by Yahuwah's name. We're going to go back to the house, etc., but let's just lay down a little foundation. A little foundation here is that all nations have their Elohim. All nations have their gods, as it is written in the King James Version. Look at the left here below. Psalms 96 verse 5. For all the Elohim of the nations are idols, but Yahuwah made the heavens. So all of the gods that the nations have, they are idols. But it is Yahuwah is the one who made the heavens. They are devils, they are demons. All right? So all nations have their Elohim. 2 Chronicles 25 verse 14 says, Now it came to pass after that Amaziah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir and set them up to be his gods, and bowed down himself before them and burned incense unto them. So our people have been doing this for such a long time, bowing down to the gods of the nations. Here we have the Edomites having their gods. And do remember, it was the Edomites who gave us Christianity. It was the Edomites who gave us Jesus Christ, the Lord and God. These are their gods. We have to understand these things. We just had a video on Just a Word Shorts entitled The Deception Behind the Name Jesus Christ. This is a deception. All nations have their gods. They do not worship Yahuwah. Understand that. The people who gave you Christianity, they do not worship the one true Elohim. Because if you read Psalms 83, it tells you that they hate the Most High and they hate his people, and they strive to make the name of Yahshua be no more in remembrance. That is why Christianity uses replacement theology. It doesn't matter who you are. We are all Israelites. We are spiritual Israelites. The Christians have replaced Israel. That's what it's all about. It's replacement theology through the Psalms 83 conspiracy. Understand. 1 Kings 11, 32 to 33. Understand the deception of the wicked, of the enemies of our people. 1 Kings 11, 32 to 33. Before we knew that the world was not being run according to us, now we understand why. All right? The Bible is letting us know why. The nations have conspired against us. 1 Kings 11, 32. But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Yasharal. Because that they have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the Elohim of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in mine eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. So we have here gods of all the different nations. Just to make the point, every nation has their Elohim. But guess what? Yahuwah is the Elohim of one nation only. Every individual nation has their Elohim, or their Alua, or their gods. Yahuwah told us in Joel 2:27, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Yasharal, and that I am Yahuwah, your Alua, and none else, no other nation, and my people shall never be ashamed. This is something that we have to understand. He's the Elohim of one nation only. But there's a little but to it, and we're going to put it in. But we just want to establish the nation, the Elohim of only one nation. So he told us and promised us, our people, that we will be a kingdom of priests, a kingdom of priests. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Peculiar means unique, a unique treasure. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Yasharal. 1 Peter 2 verse 9, when it speaks about a royal priesthood, a holy nation, it's speaking to the children of Yasharal. In the book of Isaiah chapter 61, when it tells you that strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers, the next verse it says, but ye shall be called the priests of Yahuwah. The children of Yasharal will be his priests. So he is the Elohim of one nation only, but he is merciful. So he accepts individuals from any nation. Understand this. He will not accept your entire nation. But if you in particular, go after him, strive after him with all your heart, mind, and soul, and seek to serve him with all your heart, then he will accept you as the individual, not as the nation, because he is the Elohim of one nation only, and the provision is for that nation to benefit certain things, certain promises he made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He has to do it for that nation, and certain things that the strangers come in, the strangers cannot partake of that, because the promise is unto Abraham and to his seed, the sons of Jacob, it ended up on. All right? Something very important to understand. So let's see him accepting people from other nations. Acts 10:34. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth I perceive that Allah is no respecter of persons, but in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. And Peter was speaking, and then these people went on to receive Ruach HaKadosh, just as the Israelites, and they said, wow, the Most High has poured out his Ruach upon the Gentiles. All right? And some people try to fool you, to try to say, hey, these were not really Gentiles. Don't let us say their foolishness. They're just trying to follow back their belief, their conclusion. All right? You have to read with understanding. All right? So some Gentiles will be accepted in the kingdom, even at the expense of some Israelites. Matthew 8:11, when he was speaking to the centurion, the Italian, one of the Italian band, I think, look at what he said. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of Shamayim, kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom, the Israelites, shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. This is how the Most High works. The Most High is righteousness first and foremost. You are Israelite, yes, it is good. The promises are for you. But if you cannot walk in righteousness, if you are out there quarreling, swearing, cursing, hating, everything you could have, the scriptures on your lips like anything else, the Most High is going to reject you. It's righteousness. Hamashiach said, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. They will tell you, oh, when the Messiah was speaking, he was speaking to Israelites. Hey, so when he says be perfect, who was he speaking to? Israelites. We have to be perfect. We have to strive after righteousness like nothing, like nobody's business. That is why in 1 Peter 4, verse 17, it says, the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahuwah. He judges his people first. And he says, if the righteous scarcely be saved, so his righteous people are scarcely saved, what will be the end of the ungodly and the sinner? All right? So we have to strive after righteousness. It's not because you're an Israelite, you are automatically, oh, Israelite, so you're saved. Hey? You're in for the shock of our lives, yes? If we do not end up being blameless, as Peter said, and without spot. So here's something very important though. So the Gentiles get a chance to come in. But why are the Gentiles allowed to come in? These are things now that a lot of people don't understand. Please stay, people, you'll get some insights that a lot of people do not understand. They see, they read it, they don't know why. They speak and say they don't know why. So he accepts individuals from any nation, as we were over here, right? But why does he accept the Gentiles? Because the promise is for his people to inherit the Gentiles, so that the Most High can be the Elohim of the whole earth. Let me show you something. Let me start at Job 9:24, over there. Yes? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Very important. We use this almost every teaching. It's the Most High's earth. He created it, but he has given it over to the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where, and who is he? And the judges there refers to the leaders of the world. So the earth is given into Satan's hand, and guess what he does? He covers the faces of the leaders of this world, so he executes his evil on this earth, and the nations, they do not know why they're doing it. The presidents, the prime ministers of this world, many of them do not know why they're doing what they're doing. They are being manipulated through the United Nations from up top to do the will of Satan, covering the faces of the judges. So, because the earth is in Satan's hand, the earth is put into Satan's hand because the earth is full of evil. The Most High cannot rule this world. It cannot be his world while it is in evil. So the Most High wants the world to be transformed. And this is a process of transformation. When he gave the law to our children of Israel, then he sent his son to show us how to walk out the law. Then he made his son the firstborn from the dead, took back his son, for his son to be coming back. Now, when the word of the Son and the law works in our hearts, and we are transformed and being righteous, his Son will return and return for us so that we can rule the world. But what about the Gentiles? What about the Gentiles? We must inherit the Gentiles. The Gentiles are those who execute the evil on this earth. Their leaders execute the evil on this earth. For the Most High to be the ruler of this, real ruler of this earth, we have to subdue the Gentiles. Isaiah 54, let's go to verse 3. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles. We have to inherit the Gentiles. We're going to look at what the meaning of inherit. And make the desolate cities to be inhabited. That means the Israel, Yasharal, Jerusalem, that is now desolate, not that place in that place they call Israel. Yasharal is supposed to be desolate. We are supposed to make the desolate cities inhabited. We are supposed to rebuild the desolate places, as it says in Amos 9:11-12. All right? But we have to inherit the Gentiles. Isaiah 54:4. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame. For thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth. That is what we went through in the transatlantic slave trade, in our current lives, where we are nothings in this world, we are the least in this world. And shall not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore. Why is that? For thy Maker is thy husband, Yahuwah Sabaoth is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Yasharal, the allure of the whole earth, shall he be called. So now he's not the allure of the whole earth. When will he be the allure of the whole earth? When thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles. When our seed inherit the Gentiles, then he will be ruler over the whole earth, because who will remain? The righteous remnant of Yasharal will remain. And then we will inherit the Gentiles. And so the earth is dominated with Yahushua HaMashiach, our King, ruling over us and we over the Gentiles. But what does it mean to inherit the Gentiles? It is from the Hebrew word yarash. And let's go down here to look at the outline of biblical usage. We could look here, but it's easier to go here. More interesting. Now, to inherit the Gentiles means to seize. You're going to see something here. We're telling people about captivity in the end, and people don't understand us. These words, these meanings were hidden because they didn't want us to understand the Bible. The Most High never wanted us to understand the Bible until we were awakened. Because if we understood it before, it would be outside of the time then in which we are to understand. It is the end time that we have to understand these things. Yes? We have to have thought that we were Gentiles and we were powerless and there was nothing, and that these people were going to abuse us and then they were going to get away with, and they would be raptured away, and the Most High will forgive them and not hold them accountable and not give them, not place any judgment on them. But now we know, inherit the Gentiles, to seize the Gentiles, to dispossess the Gentiles, to take possession of the Gentiles, which means to own them, to be their masters, and they be our servants, our slaves, doulos. Inherit the Gentiles, disinherit, occupy, impoverish the Gentiles, be an heir of the Gentiles, to take possession of, to inherit, to impoverish, come to poverty, to make the Gentiles come to poverty, to make the Gentiles be poor. That's why it says, "We shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their splendor shall you boast yourself." People, this is a transformation that's going to take place. Yes? That this world, one of the meanings here is to devour, to cause to possess or inherit, to cause others to possess or inherit. So this is it, people. Our seed shall inherit. When we inherit the Gentiles, then Yahuwah can be the Alua of the whole world, because then they will be suppressed, and they have to be suppressed. That is why Yahusha said he will rule the world with a what? An iron hand. And he said those who overcome, he is also going to make them rule the world with an iron hand. As he received from his Father, he's going to give it to us. Yes? So it's suppression of the Gentiles. That's what we are going to do. All right? So we inherit the Gentiles as part of the process of the Most High inheriting the earth. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24, we looked at that before. Psalms 82 verse 8, there's a prophecy of the Most High inheriting the earth. Arise, O Alua, judge the earth. Judge the earth. So when he judges the earth and he puts us in charge above the Gentiles, then for thou shalt inherit all nations. How will he inherit all nations? He works through us. He works through his people. He works through his son. His son will be coming back as king of the earth, and those who are the righteous remnant of Yasharal will rule the world with Hamashiach, inherit the earth, possessing the earth, having the Gentiles as our servants. All right? Now this, we're going to show what all of this has to do with grafted in. Because this that I'm telling you now, it makes everything different. Everything is different from before. From the things that you taught us in Christianity about, oh, you're Hamites, oh, you're the sons of Ham, and you're this and that. It didn't tell us that we were the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Psalms 9:83, that's the very operative psalm. So we inherit the Gentiles as part of the process of the Most High inheriting the earth, and Messiah will return to be king over this one world kingdom. Psalms 2 verse 8, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. The heathen. So the Messiah is promised the heathen, the Gentiles. We are also promised the Gentiles as an inheritance. And that is how the Most High will be king over the earth, will inherit the earth. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. And again I told you that the Messiah promised that we too are going to also break them with a rod of iron. All right? So the question is, here's a big question now. How can Gentiles cleave to us and join themselves physically to us, and they are not among us? Why am I saying this? Let me go to, the prophecy. Isaiah chapter 14. I made a post on Threads, and someone was asking me, does it matter what color the children of Israel are? I told him, yes, it does matter, because I might even do a video on that. Yahuwah willing. Because if you don't know what they look like, you're not going to know how the prophecies look like. Isaiah 14 verse 1, for Yahuwah will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Yasharal, and set them in their own land. So if you don't know what the people of Yasharal look like, people are going to fool you, and you are going to think that those people in the place called Israel, those who say they are Jews and are not, you are going to believe that these people are the children of Yasharal, that prophecies are on them, and that we are Hamites. For Yahuwah will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Yasharal, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place. These are the Gentiles we are going to take to our place. And the house of Yasharal shall possess them in the land of Yahuwah for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Yada Yahuwah. Oh, the rain is falling. I want to make sure it's not too loud. Yeah. And they shall rule over their oppressors. Notice very importantly that the Most High will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Yasharal. It does not say he's going to have mercy on the nations. The salvation of the nations, the mercy of the nations, is on them joining themselves to us, and we are going to be the ones to take them. He didn't say he's going to have mercy on the nations. He says, and the people shall take them as their possession, as their slaves, for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So the Gentiles now, they truly have to cling to us. And when they cling to us, we say, okay, yeah, come along with us. It is not the Most High is going to say, all right, Gentile, come. And Gentile, come. Are you seeing it? Anyway, so the question is now, it says, they shall cleave to the house of Yasharal. The word cleave there, I should have looked at it on the screen, but I don't think. They shall cleave. The word cleave there means to scrape out, in particular sense of removal or association, abiding, gather together, cleave, put, smite with a scab that is out, but abiding, gathering together. So if you are to cling to us and we are to bring you, how can you, here's the question now, how can you cleave to us without physically being with us? What you're going to do be on the internet. And when the Most High strikes, yeah? When the Most High strikes, you are going to say, oh, remember we used to be on the internet together. No. Gather together. Gather. And this is why I'm telling you, a lot of people don't understand this. Yeah. Gather together. So the Gentiles now, they believe that, hey, as long as I have Jesus, or as long as I have Yahusha, I'm all right. I don't have to join together with you. I don't have to physically be anywhere with you. I don't have to. Yes? Remember we just showed that it's our prerogative to bring them. If they cleave to us. That's why it says in Zechariah, 10 men shall hold on to the skirt of him that is a Jew, and shall say, I will go with you, because we have heard that Yahuwah is with you, because they are going to have to cling to us. it's very important that clinging, because we are going to have the option to say, yes, come with us. Yes. So if you don't cleave to us, if you don't cling to us, how are we going to take you to our place? So here's what the Gentiles forget. And this is very important. What the Gentiles forget when they talk about the kingdom and inheritance in the kingdom, etc. What they forget is the promises. You see there? The promises. Yeah, in yellow. The promises. Romans 9 verse 4. Who are Israelites? So this is Shaul speaking. Shaul was speaking and Shaul spake as if everything was open. The whole doors and every gate is open. Hey, anyone can come in. Shaul spoke of this. But Shaul says, guess what? He says he's all things to all people that he may win some. So Shaul spoke that which will attract people. He never wanted to speak things that will run people away. But it is the end time now, we have to speak everything. All right? So he says, who are Israelites? To whom pertaineth the adoption, to be adopted back to Yahuwah as sons, and the splendor, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of Allah, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, who is over all, Alua Barak forever, so be it. So these things pertain to only us. It does not pertain to the nations. Why? Because of the promise that he made with Abraham, promises he made with our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These things are for us and not for the nations. That is why we are the ones who is going to have mercy on. He's going to have mercy for the sake of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And when he brings us into the land, he will allow us to bring the Gentiles with us, the Gentiles who cleave unto us. So if you don't understand this, that these promises and these things here belong to us, then you are going to be fooled. Okay? So what did the Torah say about Gentiles being among us? Because we're talking about grafted in. So if you are not willing to cling to us, to cleave to us, you're not really grafted in. You're grafted in when you become a part of us. So that when we're going, we say, hey, come on, let's go. You're a part of us. You cannot separate yourself from his people. And this is so nice because the Most High is someone, is an allure that deals with humility. Everything. What does he say? He gives favor to the humble, but the proud he sees from afar. Because it's your pride, because you have been ruling the world. We are the nothings in this world. Do you think the Most High is going to make it so easy for you? Oh, you just come and you just call his name. No, he wants you to show humility. He wants you to now have this pride in this world and now to bow down to his people. Bow down to his people when you come to the knowledge of the truth. But many of you, most of you, too proud. And that's why you will never make it into the kingdom. You will never be truly grafted in. So the Most High makes it hard for you. He makes it that you have to give up all your pride. In the book of Obadiah, he calls Edom what? Thou most proud. Thou most proud, I think. And though you set yourself as high as the eagle soaring and proud and everything, Most High says he will cut you down. So this is it now. Are you going to be humble enough to want to be subjected to his people? Leviticus 16, verse 29, when the strangers used to be among his people, the strangers used to have to be subjected to his people. Get this. Leviticus 16:29. And this shall be a statute forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, ye shall afflict your souls, and do no work at all, whether it be one of your own country, or a stranger that sojourneth among you. Sojourneth among you. These two words here, sojourn and among, is going to show you that most of you who say you are Gentiles are not grafted in. We have been doing this for years, trying to warn Gentiles. Some of the time I go to them and I speak with them and they curse me off. They curse me when I tell them you're not grafted in. You're not truly grafted in. Let's look at sojourneth. 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 Age 1481. That is the word gur. To sojourn means to abide, to dwell in, to dwell with. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yes? They came and they abided with the children of Israel. They dwelled with the children of Israel. They remained with the children of Israel. Inhabited, be a stranger, be continuing. Surely, you can read the rest. Yes? One of them says to seek hospitality with, to assemble oneself. This was what they did. Because back in the days, you have the gur and you have what? The nakar or something like that. You have the good stranger and the bad stranger. The good stranger are the strangers who abided with our people, gave up their cultures and accepted our way of life. The bad stranger is the one who is called the heathen, who refuses to give up his way of life, continues to worship his God, but he might try to have interaction with us. Okay? These are the ones that the Most High says, this stranger shall not eat of the Passover. The good stranger, he says, but when a stranger shall eat the Passover, you shall circumcise him. That is the good stranger. So we have good and bad stranger. The good stranger is the one, another one of them is to dread, fear, stand in awe, be afraid. What does this fear have to do? The fear of Yahuwah. To be afraid of the judgments of Yahuwah, so you come and be with his people because you know that Yahuwah is with his people. Yes? That is the sojourn. But I want you to look now at the word among. Remember we said we are looking at what? Meaning of sojourn and among. I'm sorry I did not even change this. So the meaning of sojourneth, let me just quickly go through. Let me let you look at the meaning of sojourneth, because we didn't get to do that, which means to abide, to dwell in, to dwell with, to remain. All right? To dwell for a time, to seek hospitality with, to assemble oneself. All right? So let's look at the meaning of among now. Sojourn among. The word among there is the Hebrew word tawak, and it means midst or middle. So you sojourn, you remain, you gather yourself in the middle of his people. Among of a number of persons. You are with the people. Among of a number of persons. The persons are together and you are with them. Between of things arranged by tools. So you have tools. Even this morning when I was praying outside, I saw this today. This thing will manifest. It is a sign. I saw 4 people walking spaced out. 2 men in the front, 1 woman in the middle, and the 2 men at the back. In one straight line, I saw them walking down the road. And here it is. Between of things arranged by twos, that means 2, and someone in between, and then you have another 2, manifestation and confirmation of today. From among. So you see, to sojourn among his people means to rest, remain, abide, dwell in, and dwell with, and gather together with his people, in the midst of his people. Not on the outside looking in the midst of his people. So you're there with them. So that is why when it's time for these people to go into the land, these people are going to take you with them because you're in the midst of them. It's the same thing that happened in Deuteronomy 29. The hewers of woods and drawers of water were there with us to enter into the land. All right? So, yeah. So, we looked at what the Torah says, right? But what did Yahusha say? Yahusha said in Luke 19:27, but those mine enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So, when you are gathered with his people, your humility is to join yourself to his people so that his people can rule over you. But if you refuse to let his people rule over you, you refuse to come amongst his people so his people can rule over you, then what does he say? He says, those mine enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Because if you do not allow yourself to be ruled over by his people, you do not allow yourself to be ruled over by Yahusha. Because what did he say in Matthew 25? As much as you did it to the least of these, my brethren, you have done it unto me. So if you reject us for us to rule over you, you have rejected Yahusha HaMashiach from ruling over you. That's how it works. Okay? So, what did Shaul say? Shaul spoke about grafted in. Let's go there. Romans 11, verse 17. Romans 11. So we looked at what the Torah said. We looked at what Yahusha said. And now we're looking at what Shaul, the God, Paul, the God of the Christians, because Christians revere what he says even over HaMashiach. So we have to look there and see what he says. Romans 11, verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree were grafted in among them, here we go with among again. And let's see what the meaning of among here as used in the New Testament. Graft in among them. Where is it? Among there is N. Oh, the Greek word N, it has so many meanings. So many meanings. I can't even start here. It would take up too much time to go through all of those meanings. All right? But you're grafted in among them. So you used to sojourn among them in the Old Testament. When you're grafted in now, the grafting is the same thing to sojourning. That's what it's talking about. It's just the grafting is him using the illustration of the tree to show you how you should be. So you were grafting from a wild tree and brought into a good tree. The good tree there tells you that you have to be on the tree. The grafted in, when you're grafted in, you're put on a tree. Your branch is attached to a tree. How can you be grafted in and you're not on the tree? How can you be grafting and you're still in the same old tree that you used to be? You're still among your old Edomites that you used to be with, and you fellowship with them and you're there with them. You're still on that tree. How come you're grafted in and you are not on our tree? Because remember, the importance of the tree is that when we are going in, we have to bring you with us. Yes? Imagine us going in and then we see Edomites coming to us now. Hey, can I come with you? Hey. Man, oh man, what do you think? Many of our people who are angry, bitter, cross, miserable, who know how it is and know the judgment, yes? If you're not there with them, subject to them, hey, you're going to have problems. Boast not against the branches. So this is what they do when they say, it doesn't matter who you are. Oh, you go ahead. It doesn't matter. I don't care whether you are an Israelite or not. It doesn't matter. I have Yahusha. It doesn't matter. Boast not against the branches. And all again, but talking about, oh, you're claiming a false heritage. And I know, I heard one of them say, I know what you're going through, identity crisis, you were taken and you don't know who you are. I understand that you are now claiming the Israelites. I understand why, but it is not true. This is all the things that they do, boasting against us, because they think they have Yahusha. But if you boast, so bearest not the root, but the root thee. So you're going to be in problems for boasting. They will say then, the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. Graft in. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, but thou standest by faith, be not high-minded, but fear. For if Allah spared not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. So we were cut off. We didn't even know that we are the children of Yasharal. It is only now that we are being grafted back in again to know who we are, yes, and to be gathered together again as a nation, as a people, the dry bones of the whole house of Israel waking up. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of Allah on them which fell, severity, but toward thee goodness, if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. You see it? So you are also to continue in Yahuwah's goodness. If you continue, not boasting against the branches, humbling yourself, sojourning among his people. If you fail, it says, you shall also be cut off. So what is happening is the Gentiles are given a little reprieve. They are given a little chance. That's what you're given. You're given a little chance, a little opportunity. You have to make the best of the opportunity or you are going to be in trouble. Trouble. And they also, that's us, if they abide not still in unbelief, when we turn to Yahusha, shall be grafted in. For Alua is able to graft them in again. So we were cut off to give you a little space, a little time, a little opportunity. Make the best of the opportunity. All right? You must be grafted in among us. For if thou wert cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into what? Into a good olive tree. Let me find the into. Into. Where is it into? Oh, it's a Greek word, ice. Man, that's a whole lot of meanings again. No, I won't try that. Take up too much time. So you're grafted into a good olive tree. And with them partakest of the root and fatness of the olive tree. With them. So you're there with them. Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. No, didn't I do this already? I did this already. All right. For if you were cut out of the wild olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? It is saying it's easy for us to be grafted in, but for you, it's more problematic. It's not equal. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Yasharal until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. So our people were blinded for a time. That is why you fooled us up and told us we were Gentiles. You fooled us up in the religion called Christianity. You fooled us up thinking that these nations loved us and that they were looking out for our best interests. You fooled us thinking, remember, you told us about God ruling the world and the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You never told us that. You never told us about the United Nations and their Psalms 83 conspiracy. You never told us all of those things. We were blinded, but now we have awakened. The dry bones of the whole house of Yasharal have awakened and are putting on flesh. And the word is going out and spreading like wildfire. And so all Yasharal shall be saved. As it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer and shall turn away ungodliness from whom? From Jacob. People, look at this. It's all about the salvation of Yasharal. So we were blinded until your fullness comes in. Then it says, all Israel shall be saved. It didn't say all nations shall be saved. It says, and so all Israel shall be saved. Salvation is of the Jews. It is of us. As it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer and shall turn away ungodliness from where? From the whole world? From Jacob. It's all about the children of Yasharal. Are you grafted in? Are you one of those who are going to hold on and say, we will go with you because we hear Yahuwah is with you? For this is my covenant unto them when I shall take away their sins. Anyway, we can leave that here. You can read the rest of it. Okay? So, let's go back to Solomon's prayer. So we see the grafting in is you grafting among them. You cannot have our nation, our people, by the way. You cannot have our people here where people are worshiping together and we are together and then you sit on the outside with your people. How are you grafting among them? How? You don't interact with them. You don't speak with them. You don't try to help them because you have the riches. And the word says you shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. Are we eating your riches? Are the children of Israel eating your riches? Because the word tells us that charity covereth a multitude of sins. Helping his people is going to help you. Are you really grafted in? 1 Corinthians 6:19. What know ye not that your body is the temple of Rakakajust, which is in you, which you have of Alua, and you are not your own? So in Solomon's prayer, when it says, if they come and pray in this house, what is the significance of this house? This house now includes the body itself, which is the temple of Alua. So today's house is actually one body. It is a collection of different bodies in one big body. We're getting somewhere. Today's house is one body. Ephesians 4:4, there is one body and one ruach, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One hope of your calling in one body. So there is one big body, but there are smaller bodies within the one body. These bodies are called what? Assemblies. The Christians call them churches erroneously. These are wrong. Assemblies within this one body. So in this body, there are many assemblies. But in each assembly, there is an order. Man, throughout my time, even here with believers, I have to be arguing order. I have to be telling them the Most High has an order. You have to follow the order. People who don't follow the order, bam, they are going to get cast away. That's just how the Most High is. He has an order. Yes? Because what does the word say? Yahuwah is not the author of confusion. He's not the causer of confusion. He has order, so there is no confusion. Hebrews 13:17. Obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves. So they have one body. Then you have what? Many assemblies within that body. And in each assembly, people are given the rule over others in the assembly. The leaders are given the rule over the others. Obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves. So, the Gentiles, when they join or are grafted in, they have to come under the rule of the children of Yasharal. I don't want this to go 1 hour at all. They have to come under the rule of the children of Yasharal. When they come under the rule, then they submit themselves. When you are not joined to his people, you are just going to be a renegade by yourself. You are not going to be under the rule of his people. For they watch for your souls as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. So the question is, who will have the rule? Who will have the rule? The children of Yasharal will have the rule. The children of Yasharal will have the rule. By the way, I forgot. Never trust thine enemy. All right? Now, the Gentiles are our enemies, but the Most High has given them an opportunity to join themselves with us. We cannot trust them. We cannot give them power. You can go and read Sirach 10, Sirach 12 from 10 to 12. We have to be wary of them. We cannot set them beside us. We cannot give them power over us or power with us. So the children of Israel will have the rule. Deuteronomy 17, verse 15. Deuteronomy 17, verse 15. Let's go. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahuwah thy Alua shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So the Gentiles have to come among us so that we are set over them. Daniel 7, verse 27. We are set over them so that they will serve us. Daniel 7:27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him, the people of the saints of the Most High. Who are these people? You just need to go to Psalms 148, verse 14. Psalm 148, verse 14. Let's see who the people of the saints of the Most High are. Who he also exalted the horn, or the power of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Yasharal, a people near unto him, praise ye Yahuwah. So all his saints are of the children of Yasharal. Daniel 2:44. I'm kind of hurrying it because I don't want the hour to reach me. Daniel 2:44. Daniel 2:44. And in the days of these kings shall the Alua of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, shall not be left to Gentiles. It will be only the saints, the people of the saints of the Most High, the children of Israel. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever, the eternal kingdom. It is ours, it is for the children of Yasharal. All right? So I hurried that last part. I could have gone more than that. But getting back to the point. Are you grafted in? Are you grafted in among his people, humbly subjecting to his people, fellowshipping with his people, loving with his people, living with his people, giving to his people, helping his people? Are you doing that? Or are you one of those? Or like one they call Rav Shaul. I don't want to hear anything about Israelite. I'm grafted in. I'm good. People like those. Many people, many Edomites, many. Yes? Because the Most High is so great. Let me tell you something. You never ever, here's a little advice. Never ever consider any spiritual manifestation and all that to mean confirmation from the Most High, final confirmation. You understand? The Most High is faithful. Whatever he says he will do it. He will make everything look good. What did he say in 2 Thessalonians? He said, if you don't want to believe the truth, he's going to do what? He give you a strong delusion that you believe a lie, that you be damned. So you will be there seeing everything looking good and working out, and the Most High working powerfully through you, not knowing that it is a strong delusion. Don't use that as a mark. What you have to use as a mark is his word, is his truth. Yes? And if you are not grafted in, if you are not among them, how can you know when his people are ready to go into the land? How can they bring you with them? Remember, it's not the Most High is going to send you. It's the people shall take them. Yes? Will you be taken into the land? Are you really truly grafted in? Remember, the grafted in thing is a deception. They told us lies. Now, we are now understanding the truth of the scripture. We realize that grafted in that they told us is totally different. What I'm trying to show you is how it actually is. Remember, back in the New Testament, all of the believers used to be together in the same assembly. The Gentiles and the Israelites, they used to be together. That's who Shaul was speaking to, Israelites and Gentiles mixed up. That's how it has to be again. All right? Thank you all for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment.